provider, what I feel is you need to be comfortable also. Because I think from for you people also, because you are a teacher, and I don't want you to lose your natural flow of teaching your subject just because there is a technology which you want to use and the technology is distracting you. I don't want that to happen. So in this context, when I saw this one, this model appeared quite promising to me, because the teacher is virtually having every control here. This is like a control box on which he's able to write, he's able to change the slide, he's able to watch show some other thing which is there required to be shown on a desktop, like a video or like a software or whatever. So this virtually he was using, and this cannot be done in a traditional teaching like the blackboard that he is having. Now you see here, this particular classroom is having everything here. A typical, I mean, our my generation, blackboard with a chalk piece handwriting, and you have a LCD projector, and you have a the next gen technology like a touch PC. Now here, if you look here, this particular thing is a combination of a hardware and a software, and creativity. As I mentioned, the third point, the creativity and a passion, of course, that comes later. Now, if you have the creativity to use this particular thing, they started using in a classroom. So after watching it out, I was, it caught my imagination, and then I started understanding teaching with technology. That is, a digital pedagogy is a combination of a multiple things. That is, you need to have a good software, you need to have a good hardware, by which you can make it happen. What is the software here? The software is a simple PowerPoint. Right now, I am using a software here to write here. And what is that hardware I'm using? I'm using my laptop. And what is the other hardware? It's like your connectivity. So using these three combinations, my PowerPoint and a laptop and bandwidth. These three, if you see, I'm able to converse to you in a traditional mode. Now, this actually caught my imagination. Afterwards, this particular extension of this one is, this teacher is not just using it like a blackboard. After finishing his class, this class used to be recorded as a session, and background there is no cameraman around, but it will be recording the session along with the voice and whatever he is doing on the screen, and that will be projected onto the website by next day. The teacher, the students, suppose they miss the class, suppose if they want to listen to this class again, now this entire session would be available in a recorded format on the next day. How it is possible? And there's no human intervention here. Again, the technology comes into force. So that's why this model was probably a kind of eye opener to me. And then I started understanding technology can be used, but need not be in a big way. Here, he has not used any big paraphernalia or costly gadgets or something like that, but he made a real impact on the that students learning. The students now are feeling very comfortable, because anytime they can use this, and they can watch the videos of the recorded things, and the teacher is also comfortable. It's like a win-win situation. Teacher is quite comfortable, he doesn't have to move around the blackboard. He can virtually stand there. Of course, it depends on your style. Some teachers love to move around in the class, that's a different thing, but he was very comfortable in that. Now, coming to the same thing, just an extension of that. Then in those days they used to have this very big cameras, which we used to call, generally we know they used to be used as a video camera, video conferencing camera. So they used to have a remote classroom. So you can see this particular classroom is connected to a remote campus. So tomorrow now, when we think about this kind of model, and especially post-COVID, and also our technology has become quite strong, because now thanks to our connectivity has improved everywhere, thanks to mobile, and thanks to the reduced cost of your hardware and software. Now we also can think about this kind of classrooms. That means a classroom without the boundaries of walls, without the four-walled physical classrooms, and a classroom with thousands of students. All these things are possible. Now right now you are all, I don't know, maybe 36, or you can be 3,000 students also, I can still be the same thing. So this can be possible only when you think about a technology in place. Now this is actually that model where the people who are used to be connected to the remote classrooms also. So at the same time, they used to have a visualizer cameras, through which they used to show Suppose I want to show a live example. Suppose I don't know if anyone is there teaching biology here. Suppose you want to show a cross section of a leaf, a cross section of a flower, or a cross section of a, let's say, a frog. You want to show how it is to be done. Then this particular what you can say, this particular, I mean, visualizer, this called a visualizer, they used to be shown in those days. But I tell you, the technology is something like, it will never be constant. It keeps changing because it keeps updated, upgraded also. Because uh, this particular model right now, I can say it's obsolete, though it is available. Even I bought this one, this kind of visualizer in 2013 or 14, but still I can say it's obsolete because now my mobile phone can do all these jobs. With mobile phone, I can make my, the visualizers. I can show any image and I can cast it onto the big screen. That can be done. So that's why technology will be available. The philosophy is same, but only thing is the what you can say, the format can keep changing. The variants can be there. So today I teach with a laptop. Tomorrow I may be teaching the same thing with a maybe a mobile phone or something else, whatever. So, but my teaching remains the same. The method will remain the same. So, how do you do that? So, this is what I wanted to share about a online classroom. Now, when you talk about a, uh, are you able to see this? Let me just show you here. When you see this, the technology, what I want to tell you people is, I don't know what the subjects you teach, but I can tell you, you can say something now. You can think about e-teaching through the flip classrooms. This is one thing. I don't know if yesterday somebody was discussed about it, but what I want to try to tell is, the flip classrooms is something which uh, is a classic concept, which probably you all may like to use it. This is, uh, I'm happy, in this present, what you call, in this present uh, program, you have something like, uh, you have something like, what you call, assignments after the class is over. But that is actually like involving you for the what you call, for the activities. Now flip classroom also does the same kind of thing for activity for the students, because now I right now I am like a, क्या बोलते हैं वो, अंधाधुन है ना, अंधाधुन में जैसे रहता है ना वो, hero remains blind. Of course, though he's not blind. Now I'm also like this. I am as a teacher. I don't know how my students are behaving, how my teaching is being taken. Whether the teacher students are aware, or they're just, they're logged in and they're simply doing their own work. I don't know, because your videos are off. You may be doing anything. Now, how do I get the students' activity participation into my class? That's an important thing. So for that kind of things, you need to have some activity-based learning. So this flip classroom exactly does that. So what you can do is, you can give the class work. You can give the classwork to the students to do at home. That means, what is the classwork? You teach something. Thus, entire teaching can be given like a simple, we're putting in a very crude format like a video and give it to them. How do you give it to them? Don't have an LMS? No issues. Push it through your WhatsApp video, WhatsApp. Uh, anyway, your students will be having their own group, even if they don't tell you what it is, but they will still be having it. So when you push that videos to them, and you tell them they have to see the video, and at the end of the video, just like, in your all web series, there will be one twist at the end. You provide an activity at the end, saying that after watching this video, this is an activity to be done. With this activity, come tomorrow to the classroom. It may be physical, it may be an online like this, and then we discuss about the activity. So what is good in that is, you'll have more time for the interaction with the students. Now, suppose had I given this entire class to you as a recorded lecture yesterday itself, and I have given you an activity also. Today, what I would have done, I would have not shown you this PPT. I would have simply, started chit chatting with all 36 of you, and I will be asking you, and you will be on your toes. Though you don't like in this one, but you will be liking it when you become a teacher, right? So when you become a teacher, you will be very happy to see students on their toes. Rather, you want to be on their toes. So if you do that, what you can do is, you can just, give the activity and start discussing. In discussion, what happens is, students also will open up, and there will be a lot of cross learning happens across the students, and also the teacher to the student, and vice versa. Sometimes it happens to me many a time. Sometimes I learn many things from my students. because the students will come up with a very wonderful idea. Sir, ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं. That kind of things does happen. So what happens is this cannot happen in a traditional classroom like this. For example, now I don't know how your what your ideas are about this flipped classroom, how you plan to use it in your regular stream. I have no clue about it. But suppose I had given this video and everything, I would have discussed with you, because I'm having more time for discussion. But one problem with this is the students have to be sincere, which probably something a rare commodity to be expected. But students have to be pushed to learn at home and prepare at home, and then come to the classroom. Maybe it's, of course, everything needs to have a beginning. Did we ever think that we'll be using classroom like this 3 months before? At least in March, I'm not. Though I'm a technology practitioner for last 14 years, I never thought that people will start get used to it so quickly, like the way we are now conversing with each other. I was thinking it will happen, but it will be a distant reality. I was thinking, but never ever in my dreams I was thinking that I will be taking a class like this to you guys, sitting in the comforts of my home and then talking to you, and you are also in the comforts of your home, having taking a sip of coffee or something like that. Now, the flipped classroom exactly does it. You give a lot of things at home, let them learn, and then come to the class and do that. So, to just a tagline for flipped classroom is, in flipped classroom, you do homework in class and classwork in home. Now, you just understand this, the whole concept becomes clear. Now, for doing that, technology becomes a very, very handy tool for you. Technology becomes quite a handy tool if you want to, implement this kind of flipped classrooms in any subject. I can tell you, I will never differentiate. This is only useful for, let's say, biology. This is useful for engineering. Nothing like that. It can be across anything. Suppose Telugu literature is there. I don't know anyone is there from literature or Telugu literature. So if you are reading out a poem to them, so what you can do is you just ask them to understand. You explain the meaning of that poem, and ask them to come with what are the other works of the same person. Let's say you talk about, let's say, Jandyala Papai Shastri, who is one of the literary Diana those days. You can ask them. You come with more works of him, why, and then come discuss in the classroom. Now that's a learning. Reading out your syllabus and reading out your lesson, it only makes the mundane, mechanical things. Learning and exam ke liye padhna hai, just read that and then come back. No, but the knowledge will only come after you churn the knowledge, I mean the information or the lesson to them, and then they have to take something out of it. It can happen across anything, including languages. Many of us think that languages are not akin to this, are not suitable candidates for technology. No, my guys, I tell you, this is also language is also a very good platform on which you can use technology. Now, with this, I'll show you the entire, the picture of this in one go, so that you will understand what I mean by digital pedagogy and where technology can be used. If you look into this, this is my classification. Maybe there may be some other people, they may say something about it, but if you look here, there's basically four quadrants of technology we should use in digital pedagogy. The first one is how to teach using technology, pedagogy tools. That is what I'm doing now. Suppose I'm using this laptop and a combination of a PowerPoint and a connectivity given by, let's say, a third party software like a Act Fibernet I'm having at the Geo or whatever, or it may be mobile hotspot. Now, the very first and foremost thing is how to use the technology to teach, basically. Don't think anything beyond that. Suppose when you go to the classroom, what technology you're likely to use. Now, in most of the times, what I'm seeing is you are all using your PowerPoint. When you go to the classroom, you may be having, at the best, you may be having an LCD projector, or you may be, and you will be having a laptop or a desktop which is connected to it. So you go to the classroom, you copy the PowerPoint file which you have created, and then you start taking the class, and you think it's technology. Now, is that all? No. Along with the PowerPoint, if you can use some other tools, then it becomes a digital pedagogy, digital teaching per se. And that can be having two methods. One is an offline method, the other two is online method. Right now, I'm doing an online with a combination of this. The same thing you can do in a face-to-face classroom. Suppose if I come to your classroom where you are all sitting in a same room physically, still I can use this technology, because there you will have a lot of the other technology gadgets like a whiteboard, interactive whiteboards, or like a TV screen, whatever. So this can be used. So it can be a pedagogy tools, can be in offline or an online, both will be there. And the second, this is the first tool, and the second thing is this one, that is content capturing. I don't know if you are, if I don't know whether it is coming to you. Yeah, I think now you can see it is. This is a content capturing software. Now, what do you mean by content capturing is, if you recall the first slide where I showed you the teacher. Now, after the teaching is over, the video is recorded. I told you that, the video simultaneously recorded along with the class. Now, how do you do that? So, are you using a camera for that? Are you using something different? So here, you can use the many tools available, and I'm happy in the afternoon you have a session. One of the faculty, she will be talking about the one that I'm showing you right here. That's a screencast-o-matic. It's one of the software by which you can actually, whatever you do on the screen can be captured. That's why capturing. So that's a virtually, you do anything on the screen along with your voice, everything will be captured. So the second part of a technology for teaching is content capturing. The third one is, as you can come back here, this is the third one into my slide. This is actually content editing software. Editing means like, see, most of the time what happens is, when you take a class, it will be the end product will be raw, because in a classroom what happens, there will be a lot of distractions. Suppose some student will ask a doubt, and that doubt will take a lot of time, and so your actual recording of a class will be hampered. So what do? You have to edit your original video. Suppose in a classroom, when you have taken a class and it is recorded by some means, now that entire video has to be properly edited in a presentable format, because these doubts are not required for everyone. So what you can do is, you have to slice them off, make them more palatable, and more eye catchy. It should be pleasant to the eyes, and that can be presented in the form of a good video, something like a movie. See, if you see a movie, what you see is a final product. But if you look into the original product, it will be horrible. That they would have shot in a very different conditions, and that has to be brought a lot of value addition, because once you go to the editing room, then you'll add a lot of value, because you have to remove the unwanted sounds, remove the the voice. I mean, some mistakes done by the actors. The same thing happens in your digital teaching also. Of course, that depends on how much accuracy or fineness you want in your classes. Suppose you want a very good video. For example, I do a video for my, I run a MOOC here, Massive Open Online Courses, for which I take the help of the very good resource persons. When they come to the classroom, they teach a class of 60 minutes in 15 minutes. Can you believe it? So can you ever think that, the class that you are taking generally for 1 hour, when you use the technology, it only becomes 15 minutes in my case. At the most, maybe 20 minutes, depending on the subject. But there's nothing like sacrosanct. It will be exactly like that. But generally, it will be, the entire thing will be reduced, because there is no interaction here. In a classroom, if I want to record a class, because I'm not going to entertain any questions from you, and I record it, so I will finish my entire thing in a single go. So in that, what happens is, your total time of your teaching will become very, very less. Now that is there. So for after that, again I'll add like a title cards, like just like a movie. If you see, you will get a lot of title cards, credits, and then a lot of effects, lot of a background score. Everything is possible. Now that can be done in your third quadrant. That's called content editing software. The last one is this is the last one. That's called content management. I don't know if it is obstructing to you. Let me show you here again. This is the content management is the last part. That is why it is required. See, right now you are all evening times. You are now. I was told you are going to put something on your website. That's basically it's, and they call Moodle. Moodle is nothing but like a culmination point of your entire efforts. See, after you cook something, a dish, and added a lot of spice into that, and who is going to eat it? So there has to be someone, And where do you put it? You have to put it on a dining table. You are not going to serve them in your kitchen, right? So this is exactly a dining table. The Moodle is nothing but a dining table for you, on which you bring and serve all these dishes. The dish can be your video lecture, the dish can be your PDF, the dish can be your PPT, or the dish can be an activity also. Why not? It can be an activity. You can just give an assignment. You can give an examination. Everything can be done. So in this day, this is what we call as a content management. So when you say, why I say content management here is, it's a broad term. When it comes to the education, you call them as what? You call them as this. Can anyone say what is this? Unmute your mic and say.
So learning management system.
Very good. It's a learning management system. So why we call it as a learning management system, LMS, is here the learning takes place. But broadly speaking, this is nothing but a content management system. Why I say content management system is content management will be like a template that CMS can be used for different purposes. For example, I can use the same thing for establishing my e-commerce site. So tomorrow I want to have one e-store, you have an Amazon, or let's say any big basket or whatever. That can be the same CMS can be used for e-commerce. Suppose I want to use this for my office, where I want to bring the documents from different people and collaborate with them and ask some people to publish an annual report, or some activities are there. Now that becomes an e-office related CMS. Now the same thing I use for education. Now that becomes your LMS. So because in LMS, what happens is you'll have everything readily available. It's you don't have to cook everything. Everything is readily instant food is available. Only thing is you have to tweak it to suit your taste. So that means you have a different kind of scenario. So what kind of content you want to use? For example, let's say I deal in engineering. In my engineering, I may explain. I need a lot of working videos, field videos, to show how a machine works. I need to show them. I can't explain them through a diagram. So I have to put a lot of videos into that. So that's not that actually that kind. What kind of dishes you want to put is going to be totally your call. And for that, there is nothing like a book saying that for teaching Telugu, you need this kind of tools. For teaching mathematics, you need this kind of nothing. Because I told you, your creativity is the ultimate key. You have to see that what is the best method to administer your content in a palatable and understandable format by the student. That's an important call you need to take. Now, this is nothing but your climax of this entire saga of journey of your content making. That is this, you call it the Moodle, you call it as a Blackboard, you call it as a Sakai. There are many tools available. This is nothing but I can say the Sangam, everything will come here, where it will become a showcased product. You have used your whiteboard to teach something, then you used a content capture to record it, then you used an editing software to make it a final product, and then how are you going to serve it to the people? How are you going to dish out to the ultimate end user, that is the student? That's nothing but your LMS. So that's where you are going to put everything for the final consumption. So that may be the consumers can be your classroom students, your let's say the first year physics students of a BSc honors, that can be there. So ultimately, this whatever you see, this entire video, this particular slide, this is an end to end. This is where I began, but the first end is here, though still this point is another end. That means, see, ultimately what you produce is to be consumed. That is nothing but your end-to-end content cycle. Now you produce the content in the first quadrant, and then it will go through a lot of intermediate processes, and ultimately it will be consumed by the concerned student in the end product. IT actually, for me, I have a different challenge, because my end users are students and farmers also. So for sometimes I can't cook a spicy food and give it to someone who likes sweets. Okay, so the same way, I can't make the content for everyone. Like farmer, I need to have a different method of teaching. For a student, I need to have a different method of teaching. Similarly, I don't know, based on your lectures, you have to, one is the content to be customized. The other one, the style of teaching also has to be changed based on your learners. So you can't speak hi-fi with someone who understands at a, I mean, lower level of understanding. So that's an important thing to be seen. So with this, what I do is I'll only show some of the tools that I'm using. The first tool is, because I'm going to restrict, I'm not going to talk about the Moodle and all. So first thing is, uh, I suppose this is the first tool is activity. Right now I'm showing you. There's the only this class is about the digital teaching. The first question is, how can you convert a PowerPoint presentation to classroom-like scenario? So most of you must be using your PowerPoint, right? So the PowerPoint has to be converted into a classroom means what? You want to write something. That's what I have already done and shown you. So how do you do that? So whatever I have shown you till now, how do you do that? So that is actually that will gives a more understandable. I mean, interactivity will be better when you do this kind of thing rather than showing a simple slideshow, because I can explain what I'm trying to emphasize on the screen. I can emphasize. Some most of us we used to have that laser pointers pointing it out one simple point in your slide screen, whatever. But this can be totally avoided. Now, to do this, what you need to do is it's a simple thing. The first, very foremost, simplest tool that you can use in your regular teaching is how can you convert a PowerPoint into a classroom-like scenario. So that means you have to write on a slide that you are showing. So how do we do that? And now I'm showing you on the screen. Just observe here. See, I'm just moving. I'm just using my uh, right click here. Right click. Okay. So what I do, I right click. When I right click here, I'll see the pointer options. Okay. Now you see the pointer is here, and I can choose a highlighter. And now it became, right now I have changed from a pointer to the mouse. Now I will show how to change it into a pointer. Now you see here highlighter I took. Now you see here, the moment I took highlighter, now what I do is I'll again use my left click and press wherever I want to write. Suppose I'll just press it and do. Now I can't do it here unless I put it onto the paper. Now I suppose I want to mark how can you. Suppose then I can just, you see here, I'm just marking how can you. Put it like this. Suppose I want to underline the convert. I can write like this. Suppose I want to write free handwriting. So I will just say welcome. I want to say welcome. Now you see here, I'm just doing with my mouse only. Of course, now a few more questions I know you will be having in your mind. I can write it with this. All I'm doing with this mouse only, nothing else. Only thing, pressing it and writing on this. Now, once I do everything, how do I erase it? I press E for erase. I just press E here, E. Entire thing is gone. And again, I can freshly, I can write here. I can mark, write, everything, anything, anywhere on the screen, I can do that. Mark it. Now, again, I want to remove. Press again, E here, gone. Suppose in between, I want to write something on a purely white screen. I don't want this, slide to be available. So what I can do is I'll press whiteboard means W. So W. So when I press W, now it is available here. Suppose I want to draw a circle. I can draw a circle like this. And I want to draw a smaller circle. I can draw a smaller circle like this. Suppose I want to just draw, let's say, basically I'm an agriculture engineer. I'll put a tractor, and then I'll put a steering wheel. Suppose I want to change the color of it. I want to add some blue color. Sorry, I want to add a blue color here. So I can add a blue color. Now this can be done. Simple. You don't need anything. It's already available on your PowerPoint. You can straight away use. Now again, I want to come back to my original slide. What I can do? Again, I press W. I'm back here. Now again, I want to get back my power tractor. So what I do, again press W, but oops, it's not there. There's no tractor. So what happened to that? That means this this is a limitation. So once I write something, it will not be available if I go back to my slideshow mode. Again, I had to redraw the whole stuff. So what if I need it completely? I want that to be used also and this to be used simultaneously. Then that needs another software. Uh, Many softwares are available. I generally use one software called, I'll just show that and then come back to this. A simple whiteboard softwares are available. This is the whiteboard. I'm just bringing onto my center of my screen here. I'm just showing you here. So this is a simple, small, open source freeware. It's a 5 MB file. And if you type the well-crafted whiteboard software in your Google, you will get it. But one thing is, later versions of your Windows need a support file like .NET framework file. That will be also you can download and then install it. Otherwise, in older systems, not too old, even Windows 10 also it works. It will be running on its own. But in some later versions of your Windows, you have a compatibility issue. But if you download, install it, so what will happen is I'll simply double click it here. It will virtually convert my desktop into a traditional whiteboard. Traditional whiteboard is what you'll have when you go to your classroom. What do you like to have? You'll have a few chalk pieces and your duster in your hand. That's what you generally have here. Now you see here, this is my. I just click onto my black. Now this is my black chalk piece. This is the black. Now what is the other one? This is the blue one. Now I'm choosing this. Simply taking it and then writing it here. Now what is the other one? I have a green. The last one is red. Now only these 4 color chalk pieces are available. Suppose I have written D not properly. So what I want to do, I want to erase it. So I will have an eraser here.
Now we can't see, sir. No.
Sir, we can't see your screen, sir.
You can't see the screen?
I mean, the latest one, what you are trying to show, the colors.
What you are able to see so far? I don't know why my sharing is paused. Somebody has. Okay. Resume share. Okay.
This PowerPoint is there. How can you convert a Power PPT?
Oh God. Resume share. Are you able to see now something? I said resume share.
No.
Why? Sir. What happened?
Now the desktop has come.
Desktop has come, but 1 second. Are you able to see something now?
Now the cursor is moving. PPT. For a moment, you may close this and open that, sir, if possible.
That PowerPoint, you mean to say?
Yeah, PowerPoint, please close and the application.
Okay. Let me try. Yeah. Okay. Screen sharing has stopped as the shared window is closed. Okay, I done it again. I'll share the screen.
Yeah.
Share the screen. What do I share now? Whiteboard is there. Program schedule is there. Okay, I'll just open some file and then I'll get back to this.
Yeah.
1 second. I'll get back to this. Now, are you able to see this whiteboard icon? Just one of you can tell.
No, sir.
1 moment, sir. It's coming up.
It's coming up, sir.
Okay. I'm waiting.
It's loading.
I think this is not. I mean, earlier I used to have, as I show everything on the screen, it used to be seen. Are you able to see something?
No, sir.
You should see a whiteboard icon on my desktop.
You have just started sharing.
I think, sir, connectivity is slow.
No, your screen sharing is stopped. What is it? Why? Something is happening. I'm prevented from sharing my screen. I'm getting your screen sharing is paused. I'm saying resume my screen. Okay. I'm trying again. Resume my screen. See, the moment I'm trying to, I'm able to find one thing. See, the moment I try to show a desktop application, it is getting stopped. I think then if that is the case, then I'll show only the PowerPoint then.
Fine, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead, no issue.
I'm sorry because I'm not able to show the one that I was supposed to show you. Okay.
Fine, sir. Just name it and we will follow it. No issue.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I was trying to show the demo of it. That would have been very good. But anyway, 1 second. 1 second. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, 1 second. I think you should. This is going to be an issue for other classes also. Please see this, sir. Because I want to show something on my desktop. I mean, now I'm prevented.
Can you ask the host to allow you if that?
Yeah. That's what. If they can do it, that would be great.
If Amitabh is there from the CIT.
Yeah, no, I've just come back to my PowerPoint. Then that's the safest thing. I'll do one thing. Like that's better. I'll come back to my screen. I'll show it back. Okay. Okay, I'll share the screen. Sorry for that interruption. Okay. Are you able to see this PowerPoint now?
Yes,
Yes,
back.
sir.
Okay.
Back to PowerPoint.
Okay, I think I can only show only this much only to you people, not much. Anyway, no issues. Okay, I'll show you this. It's all over. Yeah. See, this is for example, only this much. Whatever I show you on the screen only can be shown to you because I'm not able to share my desktop to you. See, this PowerPoint itself can be used, like as I told you, like a blackboard. But suppose you want to use it like you want to use in a third-party software. There are some softwares available like whiteboard software, well-crafted whiteboard software, which you can use, and when you use it, you can virtually use convert your screen into a whiteboard totally, on which you can exclusively write. For example, here I am writing on a PowerPoint. I am showing you here. Again, I'll show you. Now you see here, I'm using a pointer option, very small one. Suppose if I use a highlighter here on my this one, it will be thicker. So I can have a thicker writing here. Now the same thing can be done in your third-party software, like whiteboard software we use. You can virtually convert them into your whiteboards. Now this is a first application, first thing. And suppose the same thing you can also use for in a real classroom. PowerPoint can be used to, suppose you can black the screen so that you can take the attention of the students to talk to them. So you can just press B, the entire thing gets blacked and you can't see anything. So when you again press back, B black, again it will come back. So these are basic tools available in your PowerPoint already. Now, as I showed you, when you go for a further, next level of your teaching, what you can do is you can use a setup whiteboard free software separately, and that you can use along with your PowerPoint in tandem. Both can be used simultaneously. What the advantage of that is that you can use your regular whiteboard, and this you can use for your slideshow. That can be done. So the other thing is, how can you convert your desktop into interactive whiteboard? This is a very interesting thing. Again, I'm not able to show this because this is also a desktop application. For this, what you need to have is this particular software, that is, the presentation marker. Of course, this is not a free tool, but it's a free shareware is available. 30 days you can use freely. After 30th day, if you use, you'll be getting a watermark saying that it's a trialware, session expired, something like that. But it's a very wonderful tool. And then it's very affordable. I bought it for $50, 50, must be around 3,000 rupees. But if you use for your organization, you can use a number of licenses of that, and then it costs around $800 for an organization, an unlimited license. What is the advantage of this is, I don't know if some of you may be having a hardware called Interactive Whiteboard. That will be costing very, very high. That may be even lakhs. For example, I bought one hardware for what you call 11 lakhs. Now the present ones are coming for 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, or something like that. But that's not really worth going for. Now, if you have this kind of software like the presentation marker, this costs around 3,000 rupees. But one good thing with that is you can do the same thing what you do on with your interactive whiteboards. Interactive whiteboard will have a combination of hardware with built-in software. But this is only exclusively a software which can be installed on any system, by which that system will become automatically a interactive whiteboard. So interactive whiteboard, what you generally do is you can touch, write, and then erase, and you draw a regular circles, diagrams, all those things, and you can virtually put a spotlight tool. All those things can be done. Now, this is a very good tool for you. You people can think about using it. So this is a spotlight tool is available. You can bring images into that and virtually can show. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show it here. Otherwise, it would have been a wonderful tool for you to see how virtually you can convert your, uh, any desktop also can be converted into your whiteboard. Now, this is the thing, and some people will be having a problem in writing. So to do that, what you need to have is you need to have a touch desktop or a touch monitor. So that will be also available nowadays. You can convert your existing desktops, which are having a regular traditional monitors. You can put touch sensitive monitors are available. It may be costing some 8 to 10,000, a small screen, and or otherwise even the laptops are now available with a touch monitor. So the what with that, what is the advantage? You can straight away put on your screen, on the screen you can write like this. Virtually the finger will become your chalk piece, or you can have a stylus to write on the screen. So this kind of gadgets are available. When you have it, this problem will be avoided. That is, I am using this mouse to write on the screen. But when I write on the screen with this kind of mouse, the handwriting will not be okay, and you will not be feel comfortable. But with this kind of softwares, you will have a complete control. It's something like virtually you'll have an electronic chalk piece in your hand that can be written. So that can be used. That's nothing but a hardware interventions. Now, with this, I'll show you some of the images by which you can understand how the digital teaching can be implemented in a big way to a small way also. What I'm now showing you is one of the modern methods of teaching now. So, for example, you see this particular image. This is actually my lab only, where I actually uh, use my interactive whiteboard for teaching. This is virtually a lab which I established in Hyderabad, and this particular is the screen which I was just talking about. It costed me 11 lakhs when I bought it. 11 lakhs is a very, very big amount, right? Of course, since my I had a project and we could buy this, and is why I chose this is this particular size is there is a reason. I told him in my very first slide that we should not change the style of a teacher. Teacher should feel at home when he is using a technology. His style should be more or less similar to the one that he generally does in your traditional classroom. So for that reason, what I did is I chose this size of a interactive whiteboard, because this is more or less looks like the size of your blackboard. It is almost the same size. It's this size is 80 inches. Generally in the market, this 80 inches monitors will be costing high. Anything less than that will be very cheap. But when you go above this 80 inches and all, it will be really costing you a fortune. Now, when I bought this, because I didn't want to compromise on the style of a teacher, so what I did is I bought an 80-inch monitor. That's a touch TV actually. It's a TV, it's a blackboard, it's a computer monitor, and it's a casting device. Everything is there in this. Now, using this one, now you see the teacher. This is the teacher. This is where you can think about yourself. This teacher is using two things here. One is here I use another one, that's a touch desktop. So she is able to touch on the screen. The same thing is reflected here. Okay. So tomorrow, what you can think of is, suppose this may not be there for you. I will cut this off. But what you will be having is a screen, an LCD screen with an LCD monitor, and that monitor can be connected to this, computer which you have, and that computer you make it. This computer you make it as a touch monitor. Now, since this is connected to LCD and this in turn connected to a big screen, what happens is whatever you do on the screen, right on this one, it will be projected on a big screen like this. So I don't need to buy this interactive whiteboard for this purpose. Okay, so this is the first method of your, using your technology for teaching digital pedagogy. The second one I was showing you, the variant, that is the
Yeah.
touch laptop is also available. The same touch laptop can be connected to your LCD projector, and LCD projector can be connected to your a big screen like this. And again, you write whatever on this small monitor or a touch display of your laptop. The same thing will be displayed onto your big screen. So that's how you can totally excuse me. Excuse 1 second. You can totally convert your laptop into your monitor. Sorry, a regular whiteboard. Now, the other method is, as I showed you, using a whiteboard itself for writing. Now you see here, this teacher has come on to the screen itself. The screen he is writing with this pen. Here, this is a fiber tip pen without any battery maintenance. So either he uses this pen to write on this one. This entire thing you can see, this is all his markings only. Whatever I'm showing you, this particular thing he has written, you see here, all these things he has written on the board. Either he does it with the fiber tip pen, or he can also use his simple hand, because this it's having infrared sensing, and you can write. But generally, uh, I suggest you should not use the hand, because you will be exposed to the infrared more often. So best thing is you need to have any intermediary device like your fiber tip pen, or like a stylus or something like that. So this is a big screen, so the teacher is quite comfortable. My experience is, I must have tested this particular technology on almost around 80 to 100 teachers with the different age groups. Even somebody who is around about to retire and who has never seen the technology in his lifetime, and he always hates them to death. That kind of teachers are also available. So when I brought them, the first thing is I found resistance from them. So they used to have one tagline: "You can never substitute a traditional teaching." I used to say, "Yes, sir. Even now, I believe you cannot substitute a traditional teaching, but given a condition, why don't you use the technology if it is in place and it will be your comfort?" So when it is giving you a comfort, why don't you use the technology? This is what I used to tell them. So when I brought them here, initially first 10 minutes, I faced the severe, critical comments. Why are you forcing me? All this. After seeing this for some time, they started enjoying it. My teachers started enjoying this kind of teaching, because everything is there at their fingertips. Suppose वो अगर उनको white board दिखाना है, so the white board is right away in a simple touch. I showed them that touch here, you'll get a whiteboard. Again, touch here, you'll get back your PowerPoint slide. So like that, I used to show them. Once I showed them, it only took me 10 minutes to convince them. But the thing is, that 10 minutes is very difficult to come by, because you have to bring them to your classroom ultimately. So that itself is a big challenge. So yeah, may because you have to bring a horse to the ultimately to the lake. That's the biggest problem. So if I bring my horse to the lake, I am somehow I'm okay to make it drink water. So that's the challenge. So, but my teachers were very comfortable in using this particular technology, though they initially they hated like anything. Now you see here, just talk about few things about this particular whiteboard. You will find its own set of tools available here. Now here, simple touch, and those tools will be available. And you can have, for example, you see, I'm showing you the second slide. This boy is using this same this one as a whiteboard, a pure whiteboard. You see here, he has drawn a perfect circle, a perfect straight lines, and perfect all these things. All these things he has drawn, and he has started writing with a free hand, and he was explaining. This is what you do in your regular classroom. This is what you generally do that. So this is what it happened to him, and he was enjoying it. So the same board, it can be used for your PowerPoint slideshow. Same thing can be used for your whiteboard, or the same thing can be used for showing any YouTube video also. You can even watch a movie on this with a very good clarity. Now, some tools available in this, like for example, she's using this one is called this screen. What is this strip chart method? That is, you want to show a point by point, one by one point, and then second point and third point. Now you don't want to show all the points in one go. So there is a screen is there available, and just with a simple touch, and you see here, she's just like you open a window, you actually drag it slowly down, and this will be just like screen coming down. It will be coming down, and you can show the point by point. Now you see showing the first point, and just she after this, again she will drag it further down. Again the point can be seen. So this kind of tools are many available. Many tools are available in this method. Now the same tool, again, same whiteboard, I can use even to show only a portion of this entire screen that can be shown. So this is also possible using your, you know, white screen here, this particular interactive whiteboard. But good part is all are available in a single touch of a button. You don't need to really struggle hard. कौन सा मेनू दबाना है, कहाँ से कौन सा सब मेनू दिखाना है, ऐसा नहीं है. It's a perfect. You will see everything on the screen. Touch it, and then it will be available. It's such a simple to use kind of technology. So that's why I was able to bring almost 80 to 90 teachers on this one. And all my MOOC videos, which I have developed for my running my online courses, almost I must have produced around 2 to 3,000 hours of instructions on this for the last 5 years, since 2015. And I tell you guys, every teacher was comfortable here. No teacher said, oh, ye thoda mushkil hai. Kabhi nahi hai. Any age group, they're very comfortable in using this method. Now, the same thing there are other variants of teaching. Now you see here, there is something like a Wacom tablets. Now the tablet is available now, tablet devices with a touch facility that also can be connected to this monitor, and which in turn can be connected to on a big screen. This is also available. But it costs around 75,000 rupees. But it is very good for those who teach biology. Drawings are available where you have to draw a lot of diagrams with a freehand that can be done. Then the very, I can say the present generation methodology is you can use mobile phone as your teaching device. That's a wonderful thing. So to here, as you see here, this particular thing, as I showed you, shown you, this is actually this particular whiteboard is also having a casting device. That's called Miracast. Now, this boy is actually he's using a mobile phone, and with the mobile phone, he is showing an image, and it is projected onto this, totally wireless. How did you do? Just like you must be watching your YouTube videos on your big screen in your home. The same thing he is doing here. Is a perfectly the same technology. Casting is done, and using this, he is straight away projecting onto your big screen like this. This is actually another method of teaching. Why? What is the advantage of this is, this is very good for the people who actually teach in a big classrooms. So in a big classroom, you want to move along the across to different parts of the classroom, and you want to see whether the students are, listening, or you want to make them more, alert. You want to see everyone whether they're doing assignment or not. Then you need to have your control device also along with you to move into the classroom, and use this. Your mobile will become a completely controller, and it will be your slide changer. It will be your PowerPoint show, and it will be your completely showing your videos. So everything can be shown from your mobile. It the only thing, it has to be paired. Pairing has to be done, just like you do your Bluetooth pairing. The same way, this mobile has to be paired onto the big screen like this. And the other advantage is, since the mobile will have so many teaching apps have come, these apps can be also shown onto the big screen. Suppose I will have through an app, I want to demonstrate something. I can show straight away onto this. So a mobile phone being shown on a big screen, that can be done. This is the same thing. You can see here, this teacher is using a video, and this is actually shown onto this one on a big screen. Now, there is another thing called Chromecast. Mainly it is coming for your Google Chrome. When you have this, suppose let's say you have a old monitors. So old means not too old, smart TVs. Okay, when you use this Chromecast into this one, it becomes an intelligent device. So that means you can again cast them. So you can convert your old models into a traditional screen casting device can be done. Now here I used this one. This is a Chromecast. It costs around 2 to 3,000 rupees at the most. And this, when you put onto my big screen, let's say TV. Let's say I'll tell you, like, you have a TV, a older model, not too old, recent, maybe 2017 or 16 like that. and that doesn't have a casting feature. Now you can put this with a USB USB connector and put it into your power device. This is a power device. This is your YouTube. This is a USB. USB connector. And then what happens is you can pair it with this your mobile phone. This particular mobile phone is paired onto the screen. Now you see here what is played on this mobile is being played on your display. So where it will be useful when you have a relatively older models of your display screens that can be converted into your casting devices like this. So this is all the teaching devices. Now I'm coming to the second quadrant, but again I can't show you, but I will show you what are the tools available, how to record a class. Record a class can be done through PowerPoint itself. For example, this PowerPoint will have, I hope I can show you my PowerPoint, right? At least that will not be a problem. One second, I'll just show you once. Just let me show you and then come back here. Are you able to see my PowerPoint here?
Video capture PowerPoint.
Yes, yes.
Is there? No? Okay. Now, are you able to see the slideshow here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when you can do video capturing can be through a PowerPoint itself. So what you do is slideshow. Okay. Click on the slideshow. Then it will tell you what is to be done. Record a slideshow. So when I say record a slideshow, when I click here, then it will tell start recording from beginning. Suppose if I say start, I'm not going to show complete steps, but because I'll show through your screen, this one on my slideshow. So after click on to starts recording from beginning, then it will ask what is to be done. So you want to add the timings and you want to add whatever you do on the screen to be recorded, then you say start recording. Once you click start recording, I'll show you what will happen. Once you say start recording, are you able to see the slideshow again?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So
Yes,
once
sir.
you click onto that one, now I'm showing you back here. This is what will happen onto your screen. First thing I showed you, right? Record slideshow, and one second, I'll choose the color. So this I already shown you, record a slideshow. After this, what will happen? We have come up to this point, start recording. Till this point I showed you on the screen right now. Now once you click on to this one, start recording button, what will happen is you will get a screen straight away like this. Now the only thing you have to see is this one. That's your top left corner. There you will see the recording button is already on, and to see whether recording is going on or not, you can see this timing keeps ticking up, like 0, 1, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, like that. As you start taking class, the recording time will keep on progressing like that. So what you need to do, once this kind of screen comes up, then what you need to do, you have to record the slideshow you have to continue the end of the slideshow. So you keep talking about the classroom, about you keep taking your class, show all your slides, go till the end of the slideshow. So once it's all over, then what will happen, you will get final thing, your end slideshow will end. Then you have to go to the file of your PowerPoint. There you have to click, choose export. Where is this available? You can see here on the screen. You see here, this is export button is here. This is an export. I'll mark it here. On a file screen, after your recording is over, you are coming to the file and click on to the what you call export. Once you click on to the export, what you need to do, you have to go to this one. That's a create a video. Once you create a video, then it will also ask this quality. What quality is to be? You can take, by default, you take the simplest method. You choose whatever it gives. Then it will ask, what is the file name? So once you choose that options, then you have to give a file name on which you want to record your entire video. So once you say this, then you say give a file name and then click this save button. Once you do it, your video will be, your presentation would be converted into MP4 file. This is actually available in the latest PowerPoint things, not so latest, maybe at least 2018 I'm using this particular version, it is available. So using this one, The best part here is your PowerPoint itself is having a recording facility now. This is more simplified. So that means if you have a PowerPoint, your job is quite easy. You can record, you can use the tools, digital teaching tools like annotation, whiteboard, or blackboard tools, and then you can use this one for recording also. That's possible. So once you have it, the other methods of doing this is you have a Cam Studio, which is again a free software, which you can use. And using a free Cam Studio, what you can do is you have to install it and then press record button. Then you start recording your session. It will start recording. Once it's all over, again you press the stop button. Your whatever you do on the screen will be recorded. So one thing you need to have is you have to ensure that mic is available, properly recorded. Recording is done with your mic. That you should take care. Generally, if you use a laptop, all are preset, so you don't have to struggle hard for that. So after this, the other this is a screenshot how it looks like if you use a what you call one second. అదే క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను. Right. Okay, when you use this particular screen, Cam Studio, you will get like this. It looks like, you know, these are the buttons, record and pause, stop, and all the conversion buttons are, configuration buttons are available. So this, when you click onto this, one second. Once you click onto this, you will find all this, you know, available. Like just like your tape recorder. I don't know if you have seen old model of tape recorder. You will find you know, red button for recording, and then pause will be there, 2 lines, and then a perfect square will be there for your stop button. The same buttons are available here, and but only thing they are meant for recording your screen. Screen recording is done. In the afternoon, you are going to have one such session by Sushmita madam. Please check it. Now, the other methods of doing the same thing, there are many tools available, not just one tool. Screencast-O-Matic, this which is going to be shown in the afternoon, and the Windows Media Encoder, the Camtasia, they're all available. There are free tools, and some of them are commercial tools. Using these tools, you have to only thing install them, and then you record the entire you know, session. So what is the advantage of this is your entire lesson can be recorded in a video format without the help of anyone. And then see, at home you record your lesson, record it, send it through WhatsApp to your students, ask them to prepare, come tomorrow with this one. That's nothing but your flip class. That's it. Like this, you can record entire files, and you can also use, there is another tool called Presentation Cube. Is there? This is another recording tool. This also looks like this. Of course, there are many tools. I'm not going to list everything. This Presentation Cube also you can try. But the only thing is a bit variations. What kind of files you'll get at the end? Like, is it a WMV file or what kind of AVI file? That's nothing but, you know, file formats of your video. So this, of course, I'm not going to talk much about. Ultimately, you have to put more into the YouTube videos, because once you create a video, where do you put them? You may push it to your WhatsApp, forum of your students. You can put that. Or there is also a way, like in Moodle, you may give a link to a YouTube video. So what you can do, this entire video which you have recorded can be uploaded onto your what you call YouTube channel. For that, you need to have your Gmail account. So this is an important thing. If you don't have a Gmail account, you can't do that. So once you have a Gmail account, you can see on the top in your, maybe this is your regular mailbox, you'll see this YouTube link will be there available. So the only thing you have to click onto that and then create a video or post a video or upload a video. These things will be available. So by default, when you go into your regular default Gmail account, you can do that. You can push it. And then you have to give some settings there and then push your content onto that. This is a simple thing. For example, this is my video, which you have uploaded onto my YouTube. Once you have a YouTube link, what is the advantage of this is, suppose in your WhatsApp, what is the disadvantage? You can only send to those 40 students of your class. Next year, let's say you get a new fresh batch. What do you do again? Again, you send another video for them. Third year, again you said instead of that, you create a YouTube here, link here, and provide them, and this link will be available to anyone. And this link will be put onto your LMS, your Moodle. Now that Moodle people, whoever is registered to Moodle, automatically they get diverted to this particular link. So that is the advantage of having a YouTube link rather than pushing the video into a WhatsApp. Many people say, when I have a WhatsApp, why should I need an LMS for that? That's a very ridiculous question, I can tell you. It's like watching a movie which is shot with a mobile phone and watching a movie which is shot with a 4K camera and watching it on a Dolby audio. Both are movies only, but the quality is that matters. So YouTube, I mean your LMS, Moodle, and WhatsApp video or your Facebook, kindly don't compare. Both are all are different, and I mean there is no simile between these two, these three options. So LMS is an LMS. It's a classic thing in which you can do virtually everything. So don't try to say, come on, I can do this in my WhatsApp video. Then what is the greatness about LMS? No, LMS is beyond all these things. So that's why you better publish your videos onto YouTube and then give a link onto your LMS. It's a Moodle or Blackboard or Sakai, or many are there. But Moodle is now gained momentum and it has gained worldwide acceptance. So that's why now you see so many people using Moodle. And you know what? I was using the Moodle in 2007. Now, till 2010, I was feeling very, very lonely because whenever I say something about Moodle, somebody used to say, are you talking by any means? Are you talking about a noodle? Is it something to related with the noodle? That is the question I used to get. But thank God, now everyone, I mean, knows about the Moodle. And 2010 onwards, I see it's a lot of change. Because I was something like a spectator watching how a Moodle was progressing for all these years. And because I was probably one of the few beginners in India to use Moodle in my regular system. Now, everyone is using Moodle, IITs, engineering colleges, private institutions, business organizations. Everyone is using Moodle. I'm happy for that. So this can be used, all this kind of material can be used onto your YouTube. Of course, you can use even virtual classes. Now, of course, I don't need to talk about a virtual class. Now, this is a virtual class. Once upon a time, we used to have something called as AView and VisIQ, and of course Google Hangouts were there, and all are now we have so many alternatives for them. For example, right now I'm with you through Zoom. The GeoMeet is now coming up, and Teams is there for Microsoft. Google itself has changed. Google Meet is there, and then they have a Google Classroom is there. So they virtually you have now a number of tools because post-COVID, suddenly everyone is talking about Zoom. But you know what? I was just I heard about Zoom way back in 2018. I was in a college in some Tamil Nadu, and they were using it. They were very happy. I was actually even at that point I never tried to explore it. But post COVID, I started listening to that word from everyone. Everyone is talking just like you say for what you call Google for search engine. Now Zoom is also becoming that. But you have every tool is having their own uh, merits and demerits, and the user friendliness is important. Everyone is having good interfaces but how friendly it is. Right today itself I am facing a problem, and I don't know, maybe there was some setting which was preventing me to share my desktop. Generally my desktop can be shared very easily. I was using this even before. So some setting, again, how user friendly it is an important thing. So once upon a time, I was using actually, we used to have this AView that was actually a product from Amrita University at those days. So like this, for that you need to have a camera, web camera, microphone, and a good bandwidth. See, everything digital teaching means combination of a, uh, a good hardware like a camera, a microphone, and a good speaker, and then your good processing power of your laptop, coupled with your bandwidth and a good software to support all these things. And as I mentioned, your point number 3, your passion and creativity, both are required. So once you have it, you can finish your entire thing. So with this, I think I will stop at this point of time, and I'll take some questions. Now it's 11:23 on my screen. So can I come back to this? Stop share. Yes. I can take some quick questions if there is any, because one big sorry for you is I'm not able to show my desktop. Mm, uh, Otherwise, I think I have given what I wanted to say. So, any questions I can take? I will be very happy.
It's about PPT recording.
Mhm.
Is it that it's available only in the latest Windows, or 10 or 7 we can use
It's
that?
available, sir. No, not Windows. It's not nothing to do with Windows. It is something to do with the Microsoft Office version. And in earlier versions, it's available, but with a little difference in your user, that window, what your features. For example, it used to be stored as a PPS, PowerPoint show. Now the latest version is saving it as a MP4 file. Otherwise, it's available. Not too old. Maybe my gut feeling is around since versions of 2014, somewhere at that time. I found this tool to be is integrated into your PowerPoint. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Dr. Yakaya from NSR College of Education.
Yes, sir.
And especially I would like to acknowledge your contribution, because we are all migrated techno online teachers.
Me too.
So in this transition, actually, all of a sudden from a physical classroom to all of a sudden virtual classroom,
Yeah.
people are having different kinds of experience and shutting down themselves, facing so many things.
Yeah.
But wherein you have brought in today, this morning session, a technology which transitions you from the physical class to the virtual classroom. You have connected both the ends.
Yes.
And one observation in my experience is, yes, the WhatsApp you have got easy to connect. The limitation is a 25 above MB, it can't accept to you directly share.
Yes.
And none of your recorded videos will have below 1 GB, something like at
Yes,
least
yes.
100 MB.
Hmm.
So as you said, you put it on some of the platforms like this, and then we can embed the link. Yes, link you can send through WhatsApp. Your child will be
Yes.
accessing.
Yeah.
Source is in that. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true. Yeah. No, you need to have a separate model every time.
Yes.
See, even at this point of time, still I'm using mobile along with this, because
Yes.
I'm trying to keep a tab on what is happening around, because I'm checking the time, and then sometimes generally what I generally do is not for this. I keep your participant list on
मेरे में ही आ जाएगा कोई दिक्कत नहीं, मैं या तो तुम्हारा मेल दे दूंगा, मैं नीचे तुम्हारा मेल दे दूंगा.
अगर किसी को जगाना है तो immediate I'll call so and so, please can you answer it?
ठीक है.
Okay.
In my virtual classes.
ठीक है.
All right.
So you need to have a combination.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sir, if there is any other question, otherwise shall I leave?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you for the informative session, as well as the various tools available, pedagogical tools available for the virtual teaching almost. But my concern is, sir, something different. And I am more concerned about the children who are coming from social marginalized group. I'm very much concerned about them.
Yeah.
And yesterday also I have raised this similar kind of questions. Yes, two questions, one after one another.
Yeah.
I, in the field of teacher education, I am lucky enough to be serving in the government sector.
Okay.
But most of my colleagues who are in the teacher education sector, they are working in the private sectors.
Yeah.
They are, as you well aware, that they hardly get any salary in these teacher education institutions.
Yeah, understand that. Yeah.
One, and institutionals are many a times non-supportive to them. Many a times, specifically when there's a huge expenditure incurred on it. So my question to you, my observation is that when such is the situation, when such is the glimpse situation, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about my
general.
When such is the glimpse situation, when all these technologies are available, but teachers are almost hand to mouth. During this COVID-19 period, they are tucked out of the job also, teaching education. So how do you see technology being integrated into teacher education institution or in any kind of engineering? One, and because you need to train the teachers also. It's not simply that it's not that it's not simple. So you need training for also that.
Okay.
You require equipments also, you require training also. So one concern is that. Second aspect is that my students have often complained to me, sir, we are coming from very poor socioeconomic background. We have only one gadget, sometimes one gadget. That data has also been concerned.
Yeah.
Data has also been. If you remember when Geo started its popularity, it given you almost data free, but slowly and steadily it has risen its amount of data, the amount of money
I know.
per data. So my concern is that how do, as a teacher or as a human being, could able to convince my students related to these type of digital technologies.
Okay.
Leave apart the socio-emotional connect aspect is all about that. Leave apart the social emotional aspect of it. So, sir, these are two my observations.
Yeah, thank you, sir. No, actually, what you echo, I echo with your sentiments and the feelings, sir. Especially, the technology is, it has to be affordable, brought back to everyone. We need to have an inclusive society for this. Yeah, but one thing, if you look from 2000 till 2020, we ourselves find a lot of change in the way the technology is becoming affordable. Right now, yes, there is still some section which is beyond its reach, but the affordability, if you look into that, if you draw a graph in from 2000 to till now, 20 years down the line, there is a steep fall. That means it has become more and more affordable. Still, there is a section which is still beyond its reach. Now, one thing we should understand is, by providing a technology, it's like, your job is going to be more eased, even as a teacher and as a student also. But the problem in the impediment is the initial effort has to be there, either in the form of a initial investment or initial mental conditioning is required. These two are still, we have to iron them out, and mental conditioning is very important, because luckily or whatever, ironically, this present COVID has brought a kind of an urgency for getting acclimatized to this one. Otherwise, we would have never seen it. That's the number one. Number two is, the technology has to be, one thing we should understand is, today it's, if I ask you to buy a smart mobile, it may be beyond your reach. Your means the person whom we are talking about. But if he pays that somehow, I'm not going to say that somehow how is going to happen. If he pays that 10,000 rupees, let's say, and buy a smart mobile phone, then the kind of indirect benefits that he is going to get over time is more than 10K, because he's going to get a knowledge and he's going to have more access. But the problem is where to get this 10K for him. But once he gets a 10K, the kind of trade-off is that he will get is more than what 10K is going to have. But still, it's going to be I can't answer that one, because particularly how to make that initially affordable is a question to be seen. Maybe policy wise, maybe we have to make that, let it can be given to everyone free of cost or whatever it is. But the first step has to be done. If once it is done, they'll get back more than 10K. May not be in a direct term, sir. That's my feeling.
Sir, another, and it's not a question, but it's basically my concern is also about that. Definitely, the cost of technology has been reduced, but simultaneously, if you look at it very closely from the grassroots level, we have created a digital devices and resource division also here. Those who are having a good
having and have-nots,
having and have-nots, absolutely. We are, and you are, and people who are joining with us, they are lucky enough to have all kind of resources. We can have all kind of electronic gadgets, definitely. But there is a large section of students, specifically government sector. If you look at the government schools also, I'm concerning about government schools also, specifically in the area of Bihar, in the Uttar Pradesh, in Madhya Pradesh. These are the bigger states where majority of the schools haven't have any sound infrastructure also.
I understand.
And a sound infrastructure also. Majority of the teachers are working in the contractual basis, hardly get any kind of money from the government sectors. So sometimes I found it's a push from the private sector, definitely, to go Zoom or Zio is a push from the private sector to 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 have a create a scene that digitalization is all absolutely everything. For every problem, the solution is digitalization. I don't think such kind of scenario should be created at a national level, where for every problem a digital has the solution. I
No,
think
it can't
that
be. It can't be. It can't be. No, one thing, sir, I know. I'm not telling that the technology is going to be a panacea or a solution for all the things, but we have to make a beginning somewhere, and that beginning has been made, and we have to go along. Uh, then, of course, even if we say yes, I'm not going to use it no longer, but the world is going surging ahead. हमने चाहे वो बिहार यूपी हो या यूपी हो, बट पूरा दुनिया तो आगे जा रही है. So we can't. It doesn't mean that कि हम लोग यहीं पे रुकना है. This is an important thing. So yes, we have to make it. No, definitely, it's not happening overnight. Miracles don't happen overnight, but it has to evolve over time. So आज जो है वो जियो के बारे में बात हो रही है. I mean, we never thought that कि bandwidth will become so affordable. So, but it's going to happen, and inclusivity will become more and more. Yes, we need to be optimistic, sir. That's also there. It will happen, but definitely overnight, तो no, नहीं होता है. This is my
नहीं,
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that,
thank you.
sir. I think I had to take a call. I had just leave. I'm having another online meeting at 11:30. If you kindly excuse me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, can I leave this?
Thank you.
Thanks a
Yes,
lot.
sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you
Just
so
I'll
much,
leave and
sir.
come. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
So, friends, we will take 10 minutes break and try to be back by 11:45. We have next session by Professor I.A.K. Murthy from NIT Warangal. Thank you. 11:45 sharp.
With the same link?
No, link is a separate link. I'm sending it.
Thank you.